over the last couple of years, I want to say that the growth of parasocial relationships have only become more and more prominent. Within the 20 some years I've been on the internet, I've seen this become a very prominent, if not just a feature that just becomes again dominant through a very long period of time. And as time goes on and we start to see a new generation of content creator, we will see that parasocial relationship grow, even among content creators themselves, right? Whether they know the person or not in real life, it's a different question, but we will eventually start to see that just explode even more outwards, right? Especially with the rise of TikTok and apps and websites like that. Now, why am I bringing this up? Why am I bringing something up like this that may be sort of not related to the talking point of today's video, which is about Tom cheating. Now, for what I understand, Tom admits to cheating on one of his girlfriends, right? Well, it kind of makes sense when you look at these content creators, and I think this is kind of more or less all being related to each other. A lot of these content creators are not people of high moral ground. A lot of them really don't care about morality a lot of the time, and to them it's just a tool, especially when they get to a point where they are making up to like 6 figures, 7 figures a year, right? To them, this kind of stuff doesn't mean anything compared to the normal person. So to them, they can kind of justify their shitty action, right? And I'm not really a big fan of Tom, to be fair, but I do watch some of his stuff here and there to kind of get an understanding of what's going on, right, within these different communities, and so I can talk about them later on. But I also will know that Tom has always been a very much self-conscious, arrogant person. But to hear him talk about cheating and say, well, 70% of most relationships or 70% of people cheat, but I don't think that's generally true. I actually think there's more to it besides just, well, 70% cheating. It's like, no, that's a very much incel mindset. Because it's funny because someone like Tom, if given a chance, will mock incels, right? And sort of his kind of coping and sweeping, right? It's kind of just hilarious to see. Now, this first thing I should probably also say that how I got my intention with this, right? How I started to figure this out was through chudlogic. Now, my opinion of chudlogic is more like, he's not bad, but he's good at least when it's coming to just like turkeytom, figuring out what's going on in the world, or at least on the internet with drama. His covers of Nut Tucks and Muda was interesting because easily you could tell that Muda was sweeping for Nux, right? That can't be denied. But it was also funny watching Chud, or really Cuck, sweep for turkeytom. He did make a point about the whole parasocial relationship. I can agree with him on that front alone. But everything else, it's just a cock. It's just having a very cuck mindset, very much like, why would you even try to defend this? In their way, they're trying to defend, well, not exactly defend cheating. It's just the way they did it is so bad that like they realize it, and then now they have no choice but to sweep it to make themselves look better. Chud himself admitted that he was cheated on, which is sad, but like, dude, you've been cheated on. You don't have to defend it. My reasoning that he is willing to at least sweep for Tom, it's like for any other reason that any other content creator would do. It is mostly to make sure that they have some type of feature or collaboration down the line to make themselves look good in front of these people. Mind you, a lot of these content creators are watching each other every move, every step. A lot of them are very much behind the scene, either going to each other's birthdays or celebration, or hanging out on the weekend. It's been more or less proven at this point, right? And to them to kind of really sweep or defend cheating, it's just funny, especially Tom, who I think he's having a very cuck mindset because like he said it himself that, oh yeah, I cheated. Well, to be fair, it's because your girlfriend cheated with a lolicon. So I think it's him trying to cope and be like, well, she cheated, so I cheated, so it makes it right. With no, it doesn't. Two wrongs don't make it right, dude. Their kind of mindset and their perspective and morality should not be taken serious. At the end of the day, they are nothing but content creators that you watch for your own enjoyment and nothing more and nothing less. I feel like besides that alone, that's how I see them. They're just people you watch and sit down for your own enjoyment. Whether you agree with them or not, it's just a plus on their end. Right? Not really a plus for you. A plus, it's more a plus for their end. And whether or not they can, make you change your mind, again, it's more of a plus for them. Even I am no exception. I'm just very, I will admit that now I'm just kind of open about that. But I also acknowledge that you need to at least have a sense of morality or some type of sense of ethics within you to keep yourself consistent and grounded. To simply just say 70% of people cheat in a relationship, it's not a good mindset. It's a very much defeated mindset. Something I've seen a lot of incels and a lot of people of any side try to use when it's coming to relationships, and like you can't have that mindset. Ironically enough, it's more like wings actually. A lot of these people sort of have a very wingish boogie mindset when it's coming to things, and these are the same people that will give an instant will criticize these two. In the end, I would just say that them sweeping for each other, or how much of a cuck both Tom and Chud are, it shows what kind of people they are in reality. It's also funny how Chud said, like, do you get sad when someone else gets cheated on? And like, yes, because you don't want that to happen to you. You don't want to cheat, right? You don't ever want anybody to cheat because of the fear of happening to you. It's sort of like an unspoken rule that doesn't need to be said. It's very clear, and even when it is said, people understand it right away. And there's also those who do cheat are more likely to cheat again, right? So to me, it wouldn't be surprising in the next couple of years we see Tom, all his exes coming out straight up admitting like, yeah, he cheated on me a number of times. It should not surprise people. And given how young Tom is and given how much wealth he had, it's only ever more common and prominent with those kind of people. And given that, also how funny how turkeytom and chud will quickly attack cucks, but will sweep for each other when it's coming to cheating. It's hilarious. And it just kind of shows where their minds are at. It's not one made up of morality or ethics, right? It's more made out of profit and where they can collaborate with each other, right? In the end, it's just nothing but a group of colluders trying to just protect themselves, like troll showing. And as time goes on, this would become more prominent. And my best advice is just be ready to just call them out. Because if it wasn't for the internet, they would not have the same mindset, right? If they were not famous on the internet or getting, 6 figures a year, they would not have this sort of mindset. Even I acknowledge that. Coming from somebody who is pretty getting up there in age, would also say that no matter what, don't cheat. And when you're in the real world, not in the internet world, cheating is can literally lead to some people's, downfall and bad things happening. I feel like these people spend so much time on the internet that they're just so warped. It's like Warhammer 40k, right? When you're in the warp, you become twisted and mangled because of the corruption there is, there, right? And that's how I see it. That's how I generally see it. Now, for me, again, I see these people as a good place of information and just to see what's going on in the world, or at least to gain a perspective. But I don't really take their point serious. I just think that they're both cucks, and just be careful when you're dealing with cucks, cause they'll try to give you the cuck mindset. But I guess in one way or another, some of us will cuck on certain things, but we'll wait and see when those things happen, right? But till then, y'all, have a good one.